We're going to look at the way that you can count the number of ways of getting it at least one thing happening. Now these are very common in counting or probability problems, and what's nice about it is it just offers a simpler, more elegant way of answering a question rather than kind of going through the brute force of making many calculations. Which is to say, this is an example of when, if you kind of think about what it's really asking and think about clever solutions, you can save some significant time. Okay, let's imagine that I'm rolling 5 dice. So I'm going to roll 5 dice. And what I want to look at is the number of ways of how many ways to get at least 1 6. Okay, well, the way that we're going to think about this is we're going to go through all of the different possibilities of getting a 6. So, or to get at least 1 6. So first of all, I could get 1 6. So if I get 1 6, really there are 5 dice being rolled. So there's 5 spots for dice. And for me to get a 6, for 1 6, there are 5 spots. Choose 1. That's all the different ways in which I can put 1 6 in one of these slots. So this satisfies the condition that I get 1 6. And then I'm going to multiply that by the fact that in each of the, once I've filled one of the slots with a 6, all the other ones need to be filled with non-6s. So how many left? There are 4 spots, and for each one of those spots there are 5 ways to get a non-6. So we're going to have 5 to the 4th. So the blue is guaranteeing that I'm filling all the other spots with non-6s, and the black is saying here are all the different ways that I could take 5 spots and put a 6 somewhere. Alright, what if I wanted to get 2 6s? Well, to get 2 6s, I've got 5 spots, and I'm choosing 2 spots to fill with 6s. And then I've got 3 spots left over to fill. So in my other 3 spots, I can put a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So there are 5 different options that could go in each of the 3 spots. Okay, so following that logic, for me to get 3 6s, it would be 5, choose 3. That's all the different ways in which I can organize 3 6s in my 5 different spots. And what's left over then are 2 spots where I can put 5 different things in there. Alright, so for me to get 4 6s, it's going to be 5, choose 4, and then I only have 1 spot left for a non-6, would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 different things that can go in there. And lastly, I could get 5 6s. And if I get 5 6s, what I'm looking at is 5, choose 5, which are all the different ways that I could put 5 6s into the 5 spots, and 5 choose 5 is just 1. So if I wanted to say the ways to get at least 1 6, what I'm doing is I'm adding up all of these things. So it would be 5 choose 1 plus 5 to the 4th plus 5 choose 2 times 5 cubed plus 5 choose 3 times 5 squared plus 5 choose 4 times 5 plus 5 choose 5. Okay, so that took a lot of brute force. The simpler way for me to do this is as follows. For me to say to get at least 1 6, And again, this is rolling 5 dice. So if I roll 5 dice to get at least 1 6, the other way to think about that is number of ways, or just the number of possible rollings. So how many different combinations could I get as I roll 5 dice? What are all the different combinations of dice I could get rolling 5 of them? And then I'm going to subtract the number of ways to get no dice. To get no 6s. To get no dice. That would be silly. So to get no 6s. Alright, well, given 5 rolls, the number of possible rolls, there are 6 options for every 5 spots. So 6 to the 5 is the how many possible rolls there are. And then minus the number of ways to get no 6s. Well, to get no 6s, you're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So that's just going to be 5 to the 5. And so this should equal exactly what we got on the previous slide. So there was a problem from the homework that was looking at a 10-digit number. So imagine a phone number, and the question was the number of ways to get at least 1 8 in the number. And so following the same logic, 10 to the 10 are all the different combinations of phone numbers that I could get, where I'm repeating numbers that's looking at all 8s or no 8s or some combination of 8s, and then if I subtract the ways to get no 8s, well, for me to get no 8s, that means I can only use the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So there are 9 digits to use in 10 spots. So by taking all the combos and subtracting the way that I get no 8s, this is going to give me the number of ways for at least 1 8.